Hello, in this movie we're going to look at HTML, RGB and RGBA colors. I am Muhindo Mubarak, your tutor tonight. So an RGB color value represents red, green and blue light sources. You know what makes up all colors is RGB, or red, green and blue. So when we're creating the RGB coloring of HTML, we'll just vary these ones. So if you mix up these colors, a red, green and blue, you can come up with all colors in the world. So we vary these RGBA values in order to come up with different colors that are to be presented in our browsers. So an RGBA color value is an extension of RGB with an alpha channel, or what we call with an alpha channel, that is the A, and that's what we call the opacity. So this A is just, the RGBA is just exactly like RGB, but the only difference is the A will be used to vary the opacity, like how much transparent a certain color should be. So RGBA color values in HTML can be specified as a RGB value using this formula. We just simply write RGB and then we specify the weight, how can I call it, the weight of red, and then the green and the blue. Each parameter represents red, green and blue, defines the intensity of the color with the value between 0 up to 255. So one of these attributes should be between 0 up to 255, and the intensity will vary from 0 up to the highest, and the highest is 255. So this means that there are this number of possible colors of HTML colors. So if you multiply this by this by this, you'll come up with this number. So we can be able to create that size of a number. How many is it? This is 16 millions. Okay, that's 16 million. So we have possibility of creating 16 million different colors of HTML by the use of RGB. So RGB colors, another example. RGB color is displayed as green because green is set to see its highest. For example, you can see here the red is 0, the green is highest, and the blue is 0. So it means that here we'll be able to see the the green, and other two, red are made are made 0. So if I make red 0 and blue 0, we'll be able to see the green only. So to display black, set all the color parameters to be to be 0. So if I make the blue 0, the red 0, green 0 and blue 0, it means that I'll be able to get the black. So to display white, we set everything up to its maximum, which is 255, 255, 255, and then we'll be able to get to get the white color. So with that said, let us go into practicals and we see what we've been talking about. So here is our project. I'm going to create another file that we're going to use to practice RGB colors of HTML. So right click there, click on new file, and I'm going to name this one as 12._HTML colors RGB.html. You can see I've named it. Press enter, and then I'm going to create here a HTML5 document structure. Okay, so I can call this one RGB colors of HTML, whatever. This is just a title of HTML. Okay, so let's go ahead and do it. So you're going to begin by showing how you can represent, for example, only green using RGB. Okay, so to do that, we just simply say maybe you should create a tag like p tag, and okay, let's create h1 tag. Okay, and call this one green. Okay, so if you want, let us first open this in the browser. So I'll come to my browser. Here it is. I press Ctrl and O to open the file, and there it is. So we have green, but the green has no color yet. So let's go ahead and do the coloring. So if you use the color names, of course you can simply write style. Okay, if you use the color name, you can simply say background color green, but that is just the naming, and you'll be limited to the names of the colors, so you cannot create your own colors. So that's when we brought what? RGB. So remove green, and I'm going to define using RGB. So we said to define using the RGB values, we just simply write RGB and open the bracket, and then you start varying the colors beginning from red, green, and blue. So for example, if we want to make green, so it means that we have switch off the red and make it 0, and then we make green to its highest, which is 255, and then we do what? We make also blue 0. So by doing like that, we'll be able to come up with the pure green. Let's go and refresh. You can see we have come up with a green color. Okay, so it means that if we want to make blue, so if we want to make blue, I'll have to duplicate this one. We'll simply do 255 and then make this one. I mean, that is red. This is red. Okay, this is red, of course. So if I duplicate this and right here, what? Blue. So to make blue, it means that we'll have to switch off 0, 0, 0. I mean 0, and then make this one what? 255, 255. So that's going to be the red, the green, and the blue, because we've been switching off each color at the moment. So if you refresh, that's what we've got. So now the question is, what if we mix up green and blue? What will come? Okay, blue and green. So if you study the colors, if you mix up blue and green, what will you come up with? So to mix up blue and green is red, green, so I have to make this one 255. So if you come and refresh, you can tell me the color of this one. What is it? You can tell me the color. So you can play around these colors until you come up with a list of 16 million colors, or different numbers of colors. So you can define anything that you want, any color that you want, by just varying those values. Let me show you. I'm going to come up with just amazing color. Let me see. I'm in the lab mixing. So this can act as your lab, and you mix colors and come up with different colors. See? I'm mixing here something, okay? Okay. So if you want to come up with yellow, okay, if you want to come up with pink color, let's see. Even me, I don't know how to mix these colors. Okay, if you are, okay, let's you want to come up with what? With a yellow color. With a yellow color. So the yellow color can be achieved, I think, with a half of green and then some blue. Then you can come up with kind of orange or yellow. So let us call this one yellow. Okay, let's call this one yellow. Kind of yellow. You can mix, you can play just with those values to see different color that you can come up with. Okay, yellow. So to come up with yellow, I think we have to set this 255 and maybe come up with maybe 120 and maybe here kind of 0. let me see and what we've come up with. So if you value those values, that kind of yellow, I don't know whether it is orange or not. So you can make any kind of color that you want by just mixing these things. Okay, mixing that, and maybe command. Okay, here I can also help you to mix things. Can you see these? The text editor, the VS Code can help you also to pick any color of your choice at any time. For example, if you want that, see that color, you can just simply mix with those values and then you'll be able to get this color. So that is RGB. So we talked also about RGBA. So RGBA is when you pass another parameter to determine the opacity. Okay, the opacity, like how how transparent a certain color should be. For example, I want to add this color with a transparency of half. So this is red, of course this is red. Let me come and show in the browser. Refresh. This last one is red. So if I want to put the opacity, I want to put it, make it a little bit transparent. So to do that, you just come and add here another value, which is a comma, and maybe you can say 0.5 or 0.1. Let me show you here. See, you can vary this opacity from here. So the opacity varies from from 0 up to 1. Okay, so if you want to put it a half transparent, so you have to pass maybe 0.5, then it will be a halfway transparent. So if I come and refresh, you can see this color. I'm able to see what is behind it. Okay, I'm able to see that it's transparent. So if I want to make it like maybe 100% transparent, I will just simply pass here, for example, 0.9. So it will be much more, less transparent. But if I make it 0.1, then it will be a little bit more transparent. Okay, but it is red but transparent. So if there was something behind it, we could have seen the transparency through it. So in simple terms, RGBA, we use that A to vary the intensity of the color or the transparency of the color. I'll give the link to the resources that you can read more about these colors of HTML, of all the colors of of HTML. But for now, we'll stop from there, and I hope you've got the concept whereby you can generate any kind of color through varying these RGBA values of HTML, and then you come up with any kind of HTML color. So let us meet in the next video where we are going to look at HTML hexadecimal colors.